Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for episode number 2. So today I'm going to go over a basic supply checklist for those who are interested in going out on their own. I'm going to cover everything I actually cover in my hands-on course of just the basic supplies you need to get started with your waxing business. First up on our list is going to be a wax pot. So here in my treatment room, I have our 5-pound Rebel wax pot. It has a 360 heating mechanism, meaning all the sides and the bottom heat up, keeping a really nice consistent temperature throughout the day. The reason why I recommend starting off with a 5-pound pot is you're going to be able to work really nicely out of this doing Brazilians or any body waxing services, especially once you start to gain more of a clientele and you're doing higher volume. This will work really well for you. Anything smaller is going to be a little bit difficult when we're doing body waxing services. If you are doing brows only, then a 2.2-pound wax pot can serve you well. One thing to keep in mind, you do not want to be using a soft wax pot for hard wax. So hard wax has a lower melting point, and the soft wax warmers just keep your wax at way too high of a temperature. So make sure you get something specific for hard wax. You're able to control the temperature. I highly recommend the 360 heating mechanism, and I recommend starting with the 5-pound pot. An obvious one on the list is going to be hard wax. So this is our Rebel wax. This is our gel-based formula. We have it available in 3 different colors: pink shimmer, blue gummy, and clear unscented. And then we also have a cream-based formula, which is our coconut cream. So that's going to be a little bit more beginner friendly, so highly recommend a cream base if you are just starting out. But if you don't decide to go with Rebel, totally fine. My recommendations when testing out to figure out what brand it is that you want to use in your treatment room is to make sure that you test on multiple different service areas and different hair and skin types. So you're going to want to get different models in and purchase at least minimum 2 pounds of wax. I highly recommend going for a 5-pound bag so you can get a true test. Get friends and family in, do different service areas, underarms. I always make sure to test it on brows and Brazilians, lower leg, and then on multiple different people so you can see how it performs for you. You're going to need a treatment table, but this is not something you need to splurge on. You can always upgrade down the road if needed, but let me show you some of the key features that you want to make sure you have. So first off, you want to make sure the head of the bed can raise. This is going to be for your pregnant clients so that you can position them correctly. Also, it's important that you have your treatment table set at about hip level so that you're not putting too much strain on your back. Now, my table does not adjust height-wise, but what you can do is get some bed risers off of Amazon. I'll make sure those are linked as well, and put them under the feet of the bed so that you can bring it up to the correct level. And that's a cheaper way to do it than having to buy an adjustable treatment table. So make sure it's hip level. Also, it doesn't need to be anything fancy. You can kind of dress it up how I did. So let me show you the layers I have. So this is the treatment table here. Then I have a mattress pad from Soul Beauty, and this is actually designed to perfectly fit this style of treatment table. They also have more squared off for if you do decide to go with a massage table. The reason why I don't like the massage tables is because the head of the bed is not adjustable. And then I just go ahead and put a little bed skirt, and then of course my wax pad on top. And that is all you need. My clients find this totally comfortable, it's very functional for me, and it's cost effective. These next 2 items are optional, but let me show you what I use. So I use a wax pad. This is actually a product that we have created. They come in tons of different colors, and I'm currently using the hot pink with baby pink trim. So I prefer a wax pad because it's more comfortable for my client. I really love the different color options as well. So when you're filming your waxing content, it's just fun to be able to keep everything on brand and have that pop of color behind your client. So the client can actually lay directly on the wax pad. Then you're going to disinfect between each client, and you can continue to reuse. They're also machine washable. They don't hold heat, so my client, it doesn't cause them to perspire. Now clients tend to perspire during a waxing service regardless, but it just makes it a lot more comfortable for them to, when they get off the treatment table, they're not having all that exam paper stuck to their booties. It's also going to be a lot more sanitary as well. So wax pad, or you can opt to use exam paper, or we even have some customers who choose to use both because a wax pad is a lot more cost effective to replace than an entire treatment table. So this will protect your bed nicely, or you can use the exam paper. And then we have our SMAs. I'm also using our hot pink with baby pink trim SMA here. This is going to be for all your clean implements. So your waxing sticks, brow scissors, spoolies, anything that you need to provide a service will be placed on here. So this is actually a state board requirement. We were the first, I'm very proud of it, to create a reusable, disinfectable, machine washable SMA so that we can save on the amount of waste we're creating with each service. So that's also another reason why I like to use our wax pad and SMA. I've drastically decreased the amount of waste I am causing through a day of taking clients. So instead of using paper towels, which is what we used to use before these were available, so you can choose whichever one you prefer, but paper towels, of course, need to be disposed of after each client. The SMAs, just like the wax pad, can be sprayed down, disinfected, and reused. Very important on the list is going to be a hospital grade disinfectant. Too many times I'm seeing girls using Lysol wipes or Clorox wipes. That's not going to cut it, and it's not state board approved. Of course, you need to check with your state board, but we do need to be using hospital grade. So when you're using our wax pads or SMAs, we recommend CAVICIDE spray, as it's not going to cause any discoloration. But if you're not using our wax pads, you can use BARBICIDE spray. It's going to work great. And there's a few others out there as well, but you want to make sure that it is hospital grade. You're going to need barbicide and a barbicide container for your implements that need to be disinfected. So a container, you can get something like this. They also have little trays where your implements are going to actually lay down on the tray, and when you close the lid, it drops it into the barbicide. I kind of personally prefer those, but any container is going to work well. A big thing to note and keep in mind is to keep the original container that the barbicide comes in your treatment room. So this is actually something that people often get fined by state board. Now this is in California, and California does seem to be a little bit stricter, so make sure you know your state board's requirements. But I know in California and here in Oregon, they do require you to have the original bottle in your treatment room so that you also have a list of all the ingredients. And the container in which your implements are in need to be labeled barbicide. You're going to need paper towels, and you're going to need cotton rounds. So I prefer to purchase these items from Costco. So I'll buy in bulk. It's a great price. They're good quality. And you want to have these in your treatment room for a couple different reasons. So paper towels you're going to use for disinfecting, wiping off your treatment table after you disinfect it. I do also use this in waxing services for prep as well. So I pre-cleanse, pre-oil, and then I'll use a paper towel to wipe away any excess oil. For cotton rounds, I'm going to be using these for prepping my clients. So both pre-wax cleanser, pre-wax oil, and sometimes even to apply my post-wax serum. The basic implements you're going to need in your treatment room to get started are going to be tweezers, brow scissors, disposable spoolies, and some sort of brow marker for mapping brow. So let me show you what I have in my treatment room. So you're going to need some point tweezers. These are going to be for ingrown removal. So you can see how it comes to that nice point there. Then we have slant tweezers. These are going to be for cleaning up any missed hairs, or you can replace both of those by getting a hybrid like this pair here I have from TWEEZERS that is both point and slanted. So I'll use this for cleanups and for ingrown removals. This is my go-to. I have these on hand just in case, but I absolutely love these tweezers, and TWEEZERS will sharpen these for you as well. Then any basic scissors for brow trimming will work as well. Disposable spoolies, they come in so many different colors, as I'm sure you guys have seen. This is going to be for your brow services, and I use it in a few other areas as well that you'll see in my demos. And then a brow marker. So I just have a brow pencil. This is Kelly Baker's. Any will do. It does not need to be anything fancy. This is just really important to have when you first start off doing brows, so that you can map and actually create a mark until you get comfortable to be able to eye it out and know exactly where you're going. So make sure you have one of these on hand as well. Next up, we have our gloves, our stir sticks, and our wax applicator. So let's start off with the gloves that I prefer. So I make sure that it's latex and powder free always, and then I prefer for waxing services vinyl. So the nitrile gloves get really, really sticky and can be a complete mess during a wax service, but as you can see with vinyl gloves, the wax peels right off. So it makes it so easy and convenient. So highly, highly recommend vinyl gloves for any waxing services. Next, we have our stir sticks. So these are actually paint stir sticks. So if you're having a hard time finding them, which I will have all these items linked in the caption below, but they are paint stir sticks. So you're going to want to have these for stirring your wax throughout the day. They're nice and sturdy and a lot larger than trying to use a wax applicator. Okay, so those are a must-have. Then our two wax applicators we're going to be using are our small sticks and our medium sticks. So our small sticks, these are actually infant tongue depressors, and these are going to be used for any facial waxing services. So anything from the neck up, you're going to be using these sticks, including brows. Next, we have our medium sticks, which is our body waxing sticks, and these are adult tongue depressors. So these are going to be used for any body waxing services, including Brazilian. So from below the neck down is where you're going to be using these. Lastly, let's go over our Backbar products that we need. So we are going to need a pre-wax cleanser. I prefer to put my cleansers in a spray pump bottle like this. I just grabbed this from Target. So I use Clean Sweep by Relax and Wax. You're going to need a pre-wax oil. I will also use Relax and Wax's arnica or tea tree oil, or I will use fur oil as well. So this is going to be for prepping your client. So we pre-cleanse and pre-oil. For a post-wax serum, I prefer No Trauma Mama by Relax and Wax. This is going to be great for any more sensitive areas or anywhere where your client is red or really irritated. This really helps to calm and soothe the skin. So where I use this post-wax serum is going to be any facial waxing, and then oftentimes I'll also use this with Brazilian unless they have a lot of ingrowns. Then I'll use the ingrown concentrate from fur oil. So I would recommend having an ingrown and a soothing post serum available and on hand. And then lastly, you're going to want to make sure that you have a citrus wax cleaner. So the citrus wax cleaner is going to be for cleaning your wax pot. So at the end of the day, when you're all done, you're going to crank your wax pot all the way up, and you'll use this on a cotton round. Once your pot warms up, it will help to melt down that wax that has gotten around the rim or on the outside of the pot at all. You'll melt it down, you'll put this on a cotton round, and it wipes right up. So that concludes our basic supplies checklist. I hope you guys found this helpful. Please, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can reach me on Instagram via DMs or leave any comments with any of the questions you have in the comment section below. And please don't forget to subscribe.